Hello everyone, welcome to Channel Slumber Stories. A moonlit Rome exhales softly onto glistening cobblestones, ancient stonework glowing under scattered street lamps. Drifting mist curls around narrow alleys, capturing the city in a dreamlike pause where time feels suspended. An empty Roman street after midnight becomes a breathing organism of shadow and marble, abandoned cafes and silent fountains, forming a watchful corridor of history, whispering through darkened arches. Layered ages of Rome appear as ghostly strata beneath the city, Renaissance palaces dissolving into medieval lanes, Roman villas fading into mysterious pre-Roman chambers, each illuminated as though within a sacred, translucent manuscript page. A subterranean labyrinth of ancient arches, impossible corridors, and staircases cut abruptly into earth, shown as a mystical cross-section, revealing forgotten architecture swallowed by centuries of buried memory. A symbolic tableau of Rome's eternal cycle ruins beneath altars, beneath new monuments depicting emperors, monks, soldiers, and lovers as faint, overlapping silhouettes, walking the same cobblestones across millennia. A glowing pulse beneath Rome's foundations, visualized as a luminous heartbeat of the earth, radiating through cracked stone layers and hinting at a civilization far older than the empires above. Archaeologists uncovering impossible strata stones stacked in contradictory timelines. Civilizations layered like manuscript pages, rewritten each layer, glowing with enigmatic, unrecorded history. The Tiber as a black, reflective ribbon beneath the night sky, mirroring ancient bridges while the distant Vatican dome glows with quiet secrecy, suggesting hidden chambers and forbidden memory beneath its marble weight. Rome veiled by beauty as curtain, Baroque facades dissolving into spectral hints of sealed corridors, forgotten builders' tools, and ancient symbols shimmering behind the surface of polished stone. A poetic vision of Rome at the threshold of dawn, ghostly architects drifting beneath the city, their invisible hands shaping foundations older than names, inviting the viewer into the story buried beneath history. An illuminated tableau of ancient civilizations rising in sequence. Sumer's river temples, Egypt's pyramids under golden sky, Greece's marble columns, and Rome's emerging silhouette, each layered like manuscript illustrations, questioning the straight line of history. A classroom scene rendered as sacred art, where glowing manuscript margins depict historians' phrases times, we believe asterisk. Asterisk, it is thought asterisk. Asterisk scholars agree times bridging over a dark ocean of unrecorded time, swirling beneath the text. Romulus and Remus beneath a moonlit sky, the she-wolf glowing with mythic radiance. Yet behind them, faint, ghost-like structures suggest an older civilization, already standing long before the legend's first breath. Ancient Roman kings, depicted like saints in a gilded manuscript. Numa, Tullus, Ancus, Servius. While behind them faded outlines of unknown builders construct roads and walls from an era even the ancients could not explain. A cross-section of Rome showing myth layered over reality. Forgotten temples buried beneath imperial marble. Inscriptions in unknown languages, glowing faintly like runes preserved in manuscript borders. Close-up of ancient stone arches and immaculate geometric blocks, tool marks impossible for Roman technology, rendered as though the stones themselves speak in crimson calligraphy about a lost order of engineers. A silent archaeological chamber beneath the Forum, its dust shimmering with hidden gold illumination, revealing pre-Roman foundations arranged in spirals and impossibly precise patterns. A symbolic visualization of time, not as a line, but as a glowing spiral unfurling beneath Rome, civilizations rising and falling in looping cycles, each layer shown as ornate manuscript rings radiating outward. A drifting aerial view over Rome's landmarks, the Colosseum, Pantheon, lamplit alleys while ghostly, older monuments flicker beneath them like palimpsest ink, bleeding through ancient parchment. Sacred descent beneath Rome's foundations rendered as a sacred diagram, spiraling down. Marble temples lit by golden manuscript-like illumination, with red-black dust weaving through the layers, shimmering with centuries hinting at histories unknown to emperors or scholars. A cross-section of Rome like a sacred codex, medieval basements, imperial halls, and ancient chambers stacked as glowing manuscript layers, each level revealing older stone beneath younger walls. Brick walls dissolving into rough-cut stone, fresco fragments peeling like faded manuscript illustrations, arches buried beneath arches in a surreal downward journey through collapsing eras. A chaotic tower of time beneath a church floor, pagan temples, Roman tombs, pre-Roman sanctuaries, stacked in impossible order, glowing like illuminated pages, shuffled by an unseen archivist. Anomalous architecture. Impossibly broad arches, sealed staircases vanishing into darkness. Colossal stone blocks inscribed with faint red-black runes, hinting at hands older than Rome. Catacomb tunnels branching like glowing veins beneath the earth, some filled with ancient bones, others perfectly empty chambers radiating an eerie, timeless stillness. Silent archaeologists, uncovering forgotten tools and inscriptions, symbols swirling like archaic calligraphy, carved into stone, in a language predating all known alphabets. A mystic visualization of time-warped tunnels, their echoes stretching deeper than physics allows, flickering lamplight, revealing shadows that belong to vanished civilizations. Two Romes mirrored, the radiant surface city under electric brilliance, and the vast, silent underworld beneath it, spiraling foundations, rendered as a sacred diagram of endings becoming beginnings. A final ascent from ancient corridors into moonlit Rome, the subterranean hum lingering like red-black script written inside the mind, hinting at civilizations older than history's memory. An ancient Italian landscape at dawn, where ghostly, unseen hands shape the earth Etruscan outlines, forming beneath the hills like spectral architects, whose names have dissolved into myth. An Etruscan necropolis glowing with sacred manuscript light. Stone-carved bedrooms, chairs, and banquet scenes, each tomb painted with dancers and musicians celebrating life beyond life. A lantern-lit corridor through an underground Etruscan chamber, stone furniture appearing as carved illusions, with red-black script curling along the walls like a lost, untranslated language. Etruscan metalworkers and engineers portrayed as near-mythic artisans, shaping bronze with impossible precision, while ancient drainage channels spiral beneath their feet like holy geometry. A symbolic fusion of Etruria and early Rome gods, temples, togas, augurs reading birds flowing into each other like illuminated ink, showing inheritance disguised as conquest. Etruscan inscriptions carved into glowing stone tablets, the letters legible, but meaning forever withheld. The script floats like red-black whispers from an unreachable linguistic island. A cosmic Etruscan ritual beneath a starlit sky, priests interpreting constellations, reading storms like sacred manuscripts, worshipping forces that feel older than Olympian gods. Ruins of Veii or Tarquinia, layered over spectral foundations even older, with ancient stones humming subtly as if resonating with buried memory beneath the Italian hills. A visual metaphor of Rome absorbing Etruria. Roman figures cloaked in Etruscan symbols, their gods merging, crafts intertwining, identities dissolving like pigments blended on a manuscript page. Monumental cyclopean walls rising from the Italian countryside, builders shaping cyclopean stones, seamless stone blocks glowing with manuscript like and unknowable, their surfaces standing before architecture that defies the written timeline. A traveller standing dwarfed before the polygonal giants of Alatri, the stones towering like a holy puzzle, illuminated with red and gold script that hints at forgotten engineering. Close-up of stone faces polished like marble, their interlocking angles forming a divine geometric tapestry, each block fitting with supernatural precision and glowing as if once softened by mystical hands. A manuscript spread map connecting Italy, Peru, Egypt, Turkey, and Greece. Mysterious stone structures depicted as celestial constellations across continents, joined by ornate red-black lines. Ancient builders, half-mythic Pelasgians, and unknown predecessors, rendered in soft Renaissance light, shaping stones with strange curved tools, their silhouettes faded like forgotten saints. A dusk-lit wall that appears to breathe, faint curved tool marks glowing like sacred runes, no quarries in sight, the stones seeming to have emerged from the earth fully formed. A grand overhead manuscript illustration showing ancient walls placed along mountain peaks, rivers, and star paths, aligned with geometric precision that echoes cosmic diagrams. Rome rising atop earlier foundations. Temples perched on cyclopean stones, the older blocks glowing with hidden strength, the younger marble appearing delicate by comparison. A symbolic scene of forgotten intelligence stones speaking in red-black calligraphic patterns, each misfit block revealing clues from a lost manual woven into ancient earth. A final twilight vision, colossal pre-Roman walls fading into darkness, their presence haunting and alive, urging the viewer toward Rome's sacred heart, where the mystery continues beneath the Vatican. An ancient hill, glowing beneath layered civilizations, Vatican City, rising atop forgotten temples and primordial altars, the ground itself breathing with swirling red-black script, like prophecy etched in soil. Mons Vaticanus, depicted as a pre-Christian oracle site, veiled priests listening to unseen voices, early shrines lit by golden manuscript halos, shadows hinting at gods whose names have vanished. A wide view of St. Peter's Basilica shimmering in sacred light, while beneath its marble grandeur ghostly outlines of ancient altars and star-aligned shrines glow like hidden scripture beneath a page. Streets around the Vatican rendered with mystical calm stone pavements humming softly, red-black calligraphy drifting upward as if the earth itself murmurs beneath the footsteps of pilgrims. A star map overlaid on the Vatican Hill, constellations mirroring ground alignments, ancient builders shown plotting heaven and earth as twin diagrams, portals between realms glowing faintly in manuscript gold, a cross-section beneath the Vatican revealing stacked catacombs, mosaic floors older than Christianity, and forgotten temples aligned with Egyptian and Anatolian sacred directions. Rumored sealed passages, narrow stone corridors twisting into darkness, inscriptions in unknown languages carved into ancient blocks that radiate an eerie, timeless authority. The rise of Christianity shown as a luminous manuscript scene, new altars gently enveloping the old, divine light merging with older sacred energies, history folding into itself. A symbolic rendering of the Vatican dome floating above a humming network of ancient foundations, patterns, and labyrinthine lines glowing beneath the marble like buried cosmic circuitry. The entrance into forbidden Vatican depths, heavy doors, sealed archives, incense like mist, and the implication of the oldest memory sleeping in chambers untouched since forgotten civilizations. A silent underworld beneath St. Peter's dome, shadows swallowing ancient corridors, the marble brilliance above, fading into a dim labyrinth breathing with forgotten centuries. A narrow stone stairway descending from a discreet doorway, lantern light flickering against pitted, moisture-darkened walls as sound dissolves into sacred stillness. Rows of ancient tomb slabs carved with half Latin, half unknown alphabets, letters glowing like crimson manuscript script, hinting at cultures older than Christianity. The buried necropolis beneath St. Peter's, a ghostly underground street of tombs, frescoes faintly illuminated, with older, alien masonry lurking beneath the Roman layers. Sealed stone doorways bricked hastily, mortar mismatched, illuminated by a lone lantern, corners hiding secrets, corridors narrowing into whispered darkness. Whispered forbidden halls, a corridor whose walls shimmer faintly like powdered metal when touched, spirals and eye motifs carved half erased along the stonework. A symbolic vision of the Vatican absorbing ancient worlds, pagan graves, lost shrines, and pre-scripture stones, entwined beneath the basilica like roots drinking from buried stars. A chamber where incense fades into the cold mineral scent of unblessed earth faith's gold leaf, thinning to reveal primal stone beneath its sacred mask. Rome portrayed as a spectral palimpsest generation, a top generation, ruins sanctified again and again, shadowed ghostly silhouettes of past ages, merging in manuscript illumination, sacred motifs, the final flanked by silent guards, deeper vault, the threshold hinted at like the vanishing stairways and sealed arches, endless aisles vibrating shelves, stretching into knowledge waiting in the dark. Parchment scrolls and sealed codices illuminated by soft golden halos, the air humming with mechanical breath and ancient memory. A symbolic scene of scholars confined to narrow corridors of permission, tiny islands of candle-lit documents, surrounded by massive locked vaults glowing ominously with unread secrets. A forbidden chamber beneath the archives containing mysterious artifacts, bronze mechanisms of unknown purpose, stone fragments carved with alien symbols, and codices in untranslatable script. The Vatican depicted as a guardian of disruptive truths, priests and archivists shown sealing ancient discoveries in shadowed vaults, illuminated edges suggesting knowledge too powerful for daylight. A dim corridor deep beneath the archives, the floor strewn with centuries of dust, shelves warping under the weight of layered scrolls, as a single lantern reveals a forgotten manuscript copied from older worlds. A trembling scribe illuminated by manuscript gold, copying a text from a previous age, visions of floods, forgotten cities, and subterranean origins swirling faintly in red-black calligraphic motifs. A visual metaphor of truth as layered parchment, modern history as the top leaf, earlier civilizations faintly visible beneath, glowing like ghost ink through thin vellum. A corridor where time feels suspended, ancient bindings shimmering softly, shadows listening, the silence rendered as a sentient calligraphic mist curling along the floor. The sealed vault itself, iron doors marked with cryptic symbols, surrounded by swirling red-black illumination, hinting that inside lies humanity's earliest story, buried, preserved, waiting. A cosmic wheel of history turning beneath Rome, rises and falls illustrated as glowing manuscript cycles, ancient cities dissolving into ash and re-emerging in new forms. Echoes of forgotten civilizations layered beneath the Vatican. Ghostly silhouettes of ancient builders leaving clues, stones, symbols, fragments, buried within the earth like encrypted memories. Plato's Atlantis, visualized as a luminous lost city, sinking beneath storm-racked seas, its fading light mirrored in red-black script, connecting global flood myths across centuries. Survivors of a forgotten world carrying sacred knowledge across continents, embers of wisdom cradled in their hands, glowing like divine manuscript ink against vast post-cataclysmic landscapes. Ancient engineers rebuilding Italy atop older ruins, new temples rising from the bones of lost cities, stone architectures merging like layered calligraphy from different epochs. Mysterious anomalies, polygonal walls, impossible maps, sealed chambers depicted as encoded messages, left behind by civilizations attempting to warn their distant descendants. Vatican depths, portrayed as a memorial of past worlds. Bricked doorways glowing like tombs of forgotten ages, each archway a silent reminder of repeated collapse and rebirth. A symbolic cycle of the four metal ages: gold, silver, bronze, iron, each illustrated as glowing manuscript rings around Rome, fading in purity as time spirals toward the present. The Vatican, as an eternal threshold between eras, its towers reaching heavenward, while its foundations root into prehistory, glowing red-black currents linking past and future. A closing vision of Rome's buried stones reflecting our own fate, ancient blocks shimmering like prophetic mirrors, urging a descent into the places where lost civilizations left their final traces. A cosmic map of civilizations. Egypt's Zep Tepi, Greece's Golden Age, India's Yugas, and biblical floods, all interwoven with fragments of lost worlds, their echoes glowing like faded ink across continents and centuries. An ancient world forgotten, cities built without written language, glowing beneath layers of new history, their stone temples carved in perfect harmony with the stars, as if the earth itself remembers the pattern. Roman arches and geometric domes depicted as reawakened, echoes ancient patterns traced, not from invention, but from an Earth's memory of lost science, glowing faintly in red-black manuscript borders. Sacred sites aligned with celestial patterns. Temples of the past built with uncanny precision, their positions hinting at an invisible web of energy that connects lost civilizations. each echoing through forgotten ruins. A vision of Atlantis rising from the sea, its golden architecture aligned with the stars, glowing faintly beneath the water's surface, like a memory preserved in the ink of a lost civilization. The echo of Hyperborea whispered in geometries, perfect circles like the Pantheon's dome, ley lines weaving across continents, and Roman roads curving along ancient paths from a time before time was recorded. A scholar's dream, lost blueprints of the first civilizations scattered in the night air, magnetic stones, solstice-aligning temples, and sacred geometries sketched in forgotten manuscript scrolls. The fading ruins of Atlantis, Lemuria, and other lost worlds rendered as ancient shadows, each fragment glowing with the memory of its people, each one a piece of a larger forgotten pattern. A sweeping aerial view of Rome's skyline, flickering against the stars, as glowing manuscript lines extend outward, connecting the city to far-off lands. A cosmic map of the Earth, resonance, a silent
ancient
echo
and glowing,
that ties
showing
the past
ice-free
to the present.
coastlines and merged
The Earth's
continents,
forgotten memory,
lines of ancient
a
land
vast
masses,
network of
curving
civilizations,
with eerie precision,
their knowledge
like the
diluted
ink of a
but not
forgotten
lost,
manuscript,
marked by stone
Piri
monuments,
race map,
glowing
geometries,
softly in a circle
and
of
cosmic
manuscript
alignments,
revealing
waiting
a
to be
pre-ice cap
rediscovered.
Antarctica ancient shores, outlined with the mathematical precision of a civilization that knew the Earth before it was forgotten. The Boeotia and Orontios Phineas, maps unfolding as sacred relics, showing long-submerged lands and oceans that never should have been seen, their cartographers' ink glowing with the memory of ancient floods. A geometric grid of latitude and longitude, drawn with impossible accuracy on ancient parchment symbols, of a forgotten knowledge aligning perfectly with celestial constellations and invisible meridians. A scene of ancient survivors creating maps not for navigation, but for remembrance, hands carefully inscribing the vanished geography of a drowned world, their ink glowing with the knowledge of forgotten continents. Roman temples and Machu Picchu depicted as sacred geometry, their alignments with hidden ley lines and celestial angles glowing as a secret language of knowledge passed across time. Rome's 7 hills arranged like stars in a constellation, an unspoken map etched into the landscape itself, glowing softly like an ancient code for a unified civilization's memory. A broken marble map from Rome's museum, the coastlines of lost lands and unrecorded islands swirling in red-black script, as if the stones themselves whisper that history is older than we know. A faded map held in ancient hands, the ink worn but still glowing faintly, tracing the curvature of vanished coasts and forgotten islands, as if the map itself carries a ghost of a lost world. Ancient brotherhoods guarding the secret maps, hidden vaults, and sealed scrolls, glowing faintly in manuscript gold, the key to unraveling the forgotten global knowledge of a lost civilization. Survivors of a forgotten cataclysm inscribing symbols into stone beneath a bruised sky, encoding ancient knowledge into geometric shapes and star patterns, each mark a whisper of a lost civilization's wisdom. A secret gathering of the first keepers, their hands tracing sacred geometry on the walls of a hidden sanctuary as they pass down knowledge in whispered rituals, the fire of remembrance glowing like manuscript ink. Ancient temples aligning with constellations, illuminated with soft celestial light, their stone arches and pillars echoing sacred mathematics and energy, as if built by the hands of those who remembered the stars. The Vatican's cathedrals depicted as a hidden science, their designs illuminated in gold inkstone, harmonizing with sound and celestial paths, carrying forgotten knowledge beneath layers of theology. A shadowed scene of desert mystics carving geometric lines into the sands, the ancient symbols glowing faintly, aligning perfectly with distant Roman and Egyptian monuments, a silent map of cosmic memory. Monks in Tibet, hidden in mountaintop monasteries, preserving scrolls wrapped in ancient cloth, the texts whispering the forgotten history of a drowned world, their language a fusion of forgotten science and sacred symbols. The Templars, guarding a hidden truth beneath the Temple Mount, their cloaked figures carrying scrolls etched with forbidden knowledge, symbols of the past glowing on their ancient parchment like forbidden ink. A crypt in Rome, its stone walls etched with spirals, eyes, keys, and crosses within circles. Ancient symbols of secrecy, each etched with the quiet understanding that hidden wisdom waits to be remembered. A secret lodge of Renaissance scholars illuminated by the soft glow of manuscript light, their hands tracing ancient maps and symbols, guarding the continuity of knowledge passed down through time. A hidden flame flickering in the darkness, a spark of ancient knowledge carried through time, its light illuminating the shadow war between faith and forbidden wisdom, the spark growing ever brighter as humanity prepares to remember. Medieval calligraphy and decorative red-black script. Asterisk. 9 knights, cloaked in mystery, digging beneath the Temple Mount stone walls lit by the flickering light of lanterns, uncovering scrolls and maps from an age older than time itself, their eyes filled with the weight of forbidden knowledge. The Templars emerging from the depths of Solomon's temple, their faces illuminated by a golden manuscript glow, carrying with them relics and symbols, spirals, eyes, and geometric codes that bind them to an ancient power. A map of the forgotten world, found beneath the temple, its coastlines, rivers, and cities, drawn with perfect accuracy, glowing with mysterious ink, as if humanity's ancient geography was hidden beneath layers of history. The Templars, building cathedrals with sacred geometry, arches and domes radiating light, their designs mirroring celestial alignments, as if each stone hums with the memory of the stars and the hidden knowledge beneath Jerusalem. A secret Templar ritual held in the depths of a cathedral, their prayers whispered to light itself, candle flames flickering in geometric patterns, as symbols older than saints glow on the stone walls like sacred, forgotten knowledge. The Templars, clad in their iconic white and red, standing before a hidden altar in a subterranean chamber. Strange relics and maps spread before them, an ancient light casting shadows of forgotten truths across the walls. A shadowy figure fleeing into the night, the last of the Templars, carrying a sacred relic in hand, their footsteps echoing across deserted streets, while behind them, the flames of the Inquisition burn in the distance. A Templar cathedral depicted as a repository of secrets, its walls adorned with symbols, geometries, and coded lines, each stone a map, a key, or a warning encoded in the architecture itself, waiting to be decoded. The Templar treasure, hidden deep in the vaults of Europe, cracked. Ancient relics and scrolls covered in dust, stored in secret rooms beneath a colourless dawn over France. The knowledge of the old world dragged into the streets, in the shadows, armor clattering. The final sealed chamber where the Templars once uncovered their sacred knowledge dimming in the light of betrayal, stone, as the echoes of their once mighty glow emanating from the cracks, into the smoke, hinting at an under brutal interrogation older than faith itself. The Templar Knight speaks of a radiant, beneath the metallic head, half human, half symbolic, glowing with an ancient light. The knowledge of forgotten truths, etched across its surface, in a language older than scripture. A Templar altar beneath the Temple Mount, adorned with geometric patterns and the symbol of Baphomet, its form enigmatic, not demonic, but a key to an ancient wisdom hidden in plain sight, untouched by the Church's wrath. The final moments of Jacques de Molay, the last Grand Master, standing before the flames, his body bathed in firelight, cursing the fate of those who condemned him, his words a prophecy sealed in time. A secret gathering in the shadowy Alps, surviving Templars, meeting with sympathetic nobles, whispering of forbidden knowledge in hidden chambers, their symbols glowing faintly in the darkness, preserved like ancient manuscripts beneath the earth. Gothic cathedrals rising under a starlit sky, their rose windows glowing with sacred geometry, mandalas of light encoded with ancient knowledge, the legacy of the Templars carried in the silence of stone. A secret scroll containing the mathematics of divine proportion, passed between Freemasons and Rosicrucians in hidden lodges, each line a whisper of the Templars' long-preserved knowledge, veiled in symbols too intricate for the uninitiated to comprehend. A mysterious Templar manuscript hidden in a cathedral library, its pages filled with celestial maps and forgotten symbols, an ancient science encoded within the architecture of the building itself. The fall of the Templars, depicted as an ancient wheel turning one cycle, ending in flames, the next beginning in the secrecy of underground brotherhoods, where the flame of forbidden knowledge is passed on, flickering through the ages. A hidden crypt beneath a Roman basilica, sealed and forgotten ancient symbols carved into the stone walls, still glowing faintly with the wisdom of a lost civilization, waiting for the moment when humanity will remember. A Gothic cathedral alive with energy, arches shaped like waves, stained glass windows casting mathematical symbols on the stone floor, every curve and line a formula in disguise, resonating with the echoes of forgotten knowledge. A choir singing beneath vaulted ceilings, light streaming through stained glass, the sound vibrating in perfect harmony with the geometry of the space, awakening frequencies once used by the ancients to tune their temples. Leonardo da Vinci's sketches come alive, hands forming hidden triangles, celestial horizons aligning with constellations, reflections suggesting dual worlds, secrets whispered through brushstrokes in plain sight. Michelangelo's frescoes in the Sistine Chapel, anatomical codes carved into the human form, blending the divine and the human, body and cosmos, as though to say, the temple of man and the temple of God are one. A church ceiling hiding the mathematics of creation, hidden geometric patterns concealed in art, a visual code that speaks of the universe's structure, waiting to be uncovered by the initiated. A rose window glowing softly, the symbol of secrecy embedded in its sacred geometry, its petals unfolding to reveal ancient patterns of light and proportion, a memory of worlds long forgotten. A compass and square, the tools of the Freemasons, etched into the stone of a cathedral, symbols not of construction, but of a deeper, hidden understanding of heaven and earth, encoded into architecture as a silent language. The all-seeing eye, not of surveillance, but of awakening its image, hidden in plain sight, glowing within the architecture and art, a reminder of the eternal knowledge preserved in the language of light. An ancient map, encoded in the design of a cathedral stone, arches and labyrinthine floors, tracing the forgotten geography of the earth, its paths designed to guide those who know the language of the builders. Moonlight passing through the stained glass of a cathedral at dusk, tracing ancient patterns on the floor, each beam, each shadow, a reminder that knowledge does not die, it simply transforms, waiting to be rediscovered. A bird's-eye view of Rome, its streets forming a hidden pattern, roads curving like invisible lines of energy, monuments aligned with precision, creating an ancient map of cosmic design, glowing softly in the city's twilight. The obelisks of Rome, standing like silent sentinels, Egyptian trophies planted with careful purpose, their shadows stretching across basilicas and squares, their alignment tracing the stars of Orion's belt in a geometry beyond explanation. The seven hills of Rome, rising like symbolic beacons, each hill bathed in golden light, representing the harmony of the cosmos, their ancient significance echoed in the alignment of virtues, sacraments, and celestial bodies. The Pantheon's oculus, framed by the sky, its diameter aligning with the golden ratio, sunlight streaming through to trace paths of sacred geometry across the stone floor, a living calendar of light. St. Peter's dome rising into the heavens, its geometry expanding like a celestial mirror on earth, the light streaming through its windows at solstices and equinoxes, reflecting the city's deep connection to time and the cosmos. Ancient fountains placed along Rome's hidden water veins, cascading water anchored to the flow of geomagnetic energy, the stone and water forming a living circuit that connects the four elements in perfect harmony. A close-up of a Roman fountain, its waters reflecting sacred geometries, patterns echoing through the ripples, aligning with invisible currents beneath the Earth's surface, as if the city's foundation pulses with life. A cosmic dance of light and shadow, Rome's streets at night forming mandalas, obelisks casting sundial-like shadows across centuries, the Tiber River looping like a serpent guarding the city's ancient heart. The geometry of Rome's architecture laid bare domes, arches, and squares, forming a perfect proportion, a silent dialogue
The
between
Pantheon's
earth and
oculus
sky,
open to the sky,
a hidden
sunlight
code
pouring
in the
through,
city's design,
aligning with the entrance
awaiting
at
to be
noon
read
on the
by
equinox.
those who understand.
A beam of light
A
symbolizing
statue in a
rebirth,
piazza
as it
bathed in
marks the
moonlight,
eternal return
its
of balance.
proportions perfect and
Geometry
measured,
unfolding
representing
like
a
a
deeper
forgotten
language of
prophecy.
stone and light.
The Colosseum,
The still presence
illuminated
of
by
ancient knowledge
celestial
echoing in the
points,
city's heart,
its arches tracing the
waiting to
progression
speak
of
once
seasons,
more, its shadows acting as a calendar of chaos and renewal, reflecting the paradox of life constantly consuming itself to start anew. A cosmic wheel of time unfolding across Rome's landscape, ancient monuments forming a rhythm of recurrence, roads curving like a record's grooves, the streets themselves replaying a song older than history, each era adding a verse. Renaissance scholars and mystics in shadowed chambers, illuminated scrolls filled with celestial geometry, their fingers tracing the cycles of time, the harmony of the cosmos echoed in the rhythms of human history. A traveler standing before the Pantheon at dawn, feeling the strange déjà vu of the city soul and mind, synchronizing with the geometry of recurrence, as if the city itself remembers its past and future in every stone. A cosmic map laid over the city, Rome's domes, arches, and squares aligned with the stars, ancient energies converging in perfect proportions, revealing a blueprint that has existed since the first days of time. The Vatican's celestial alignments, depicted in sacred geometry, its domes, floors, and walls glowing with light on solstices and equinoxes, a living calendar of cosmic rhythm reflected in architecture. A quiet cosmic hum emanating from Rome's core monuments, fountains, and arches vibrating with energy, aligning with geomagnetic currents that pulse through the earth, creating a living circuit of memory and time. A symbolic vision of a clock face, with the Tiber River flowing like the hands of time, each monument in Rome marking an hour of endless age, the city glowing softly with the ceaseless hum of the world remembering itself. The eternal cycle of Rome, rendered in a cosmic spiral, ancient ruins rising and falling like the sun's passage across the heavens. The city's stones etched with the whispers of ages that constantly circle toward rediscovery. A solitary figure standing before a crumbling column in Rome, heart tight with recognition. The air heavy with dust and stone, a sense of ancient familiarity flooding through the soul, as if the city itself remembers the footsteps of the past. A street in Rome bathed in dusk, sunlight striking broken marble arches rise like ribs, casting long shadows across cobblestones, a quiet rhythm echoing through the air, as if the city breathes in cycles of forgotten memories. Ruins beneath a vast sky, whispers of ancient voices stirring in the wind, their presence felt more than heard stones that do not crumble but pulse with life, reflecting the fragility and endurance of human ambition across the ages. A traveler standing in the heart of ancient Rome, feeling the weight of collective memory rise from beneath the cobblestones, ruins glowing faintly in lamplight, as if the past is pressing close, inviting the soul to remember. The silence of Rome at night, empty streets, cafes closed, every ancient monument, vibrating softly with the presence of unseen watchers, as though the ghosts of the past stir in the shadows, welcoming the restless to listen. An ancient archway standing in solitude, bathed in moonlight beneath it, the ghosts of forgotten generations passing like echoes, their voices rising and falling in rhythmic harmony with the pulse of the city. A fractured temple ruin with inscriptions glowing faintly, each symbol a forgotten language of memory, a whisper that calls across time to the modern soul, urging it to recognize the cycle that binds past and present. A shadowy figure standing at the edge of a Roman ruin, gazing into the distance as the wind carries the scent of stone, feeling the pull of forgotten lives, an ancestral resonance that transcends time and beckons the soul toward recognition. A close-up of a weathered stone wall, covered in moss, carved symbols faintly visible through the patina of time. Each symbol a key to a past civilization's forgotten knowledge. The air around it, humming with ancient energy. An ethereal vision of a hidden underground chamber beneath Rome, its walls covered with maps and symbols, glowing faintly in the darkness, a secret truth waiting to be unearthed, calling to the soul to remember, what has been lost. A deep descent through a forgotten maintenance shaft, air growing colder, the sound of dripping water replacing the hum of traffic, ancient stone walls revealing a geometry too perfect to be accidental, resonating with an unseen rhythm. A hidden chamber beneath Rome, its floors paved with symbols, galaxies, honeycombs, and circles within circles, each etched with precision, vibrating softly, as if the architecture itself whispers forgotten truths through the ages. Arches and corridors curving in perfect spirals, their geometry too consistent to be random, light fading as whispers echo through the stone. A vast underground world built not for the living but for memory, untouched by time. An ancient vault sealed beneath layers of Rome, its walls carved with symbols of forgotten knowledge, precision etched into stone, as though these chambers were tuned to resonate with the sound of eternity itself. The moment of discovery, a faint echo of a long-buried machine, fossilized in the shape of an ancient sculpture, designed not for metal, but for sound, its purpose unspoken, yet understood by those who built it. A long-forgotten city beneath the streets of Rome, its silent, resonant walls glowing faintly, filled with symbols and spirals that speak a visual language, blending mathematics and emotion in a cosmic embrace. A vast underground library, shelves carved from stone, ancient texts etched into walls that hum softly with knowledge, waiting for the descendants who can hear the forgotten wisdom instead of reading it. An eerie view of a city built upon memory columns, rise not to honor gods, but to preserve knowledge. The earth hums beneath the city's streets, as though the foundations are alive, awaiting recognition from a species ready to remember. The Vatican positioned atop ancient energy lines, a structure bathed in golden light, instinctively placed on the site of something far near the older, Roman Forum,
resonating
with
with
strange
forces
slab
of
of
memory
stone that the
smooth
city's
and
builders
fused with
intuitively
glass,
recognized.
its
surface marked with
a vision
faint
of Rome's
pulsing
ancient
grooves,
ruins at
an
dusk,
artifact that
stone
hummed
crumbling
softly
when
when
touched,
touched, but beneath
as
it,
if it remembers
the
the
vibrations
vibration,
of resonance
resonance,
and
and
memory
force.
waits. Its
A
knowledge
bronze tool
encoded
with
in
microscopic
stone,
machining too
ready
precise
to be
for its era,
rediscovered,
when the
glows
world
faintly
is
in the
ready.
dim light, its surface etched with symbols that cannot be read, hinting at a forgotten technology that transcends time's boundaries. Carvings of constellations as they appeared tens of thousands of years ago, etched into stone like a map to the stars, symbols that defy the timeline, whispering of a civilization whose knowledge extended beyond the known world. A chamber beneath Rome, its magnetic fields inexplicably strong, the air vibrating with an unseen force, stone walls that resist chemical dating, their composition untraceable by modern methods, as if they were made from a material of another age. A stone structure with joints so precise that even earthquakes cannot shake them, a surface marked by tool marks too clean for ancient chisels, suggesting a forgotten method of construction that used vibration and sound to shape the material. A perfectly circular basin found in a crypt, made of an unknown alloy, resonating at 432 Hz, its diameter matching the Pantheon's oculus, an ancient tool vibrating with sacred harmony, an artifact from a science that blended physics and spirituality. A forgotten temple beneath the earth, built with an alignment so precise that it echoes the movements of the stars, its walls inscribed with ancient symbols that hum in tune with the cosmos, waiting to be rediscovered by those who can listen. A hidden archive filled with scrolls and texts, written in untranslatable languages, artifacts catalogued but ignored, as if they contain knowledge that could unravel the very fabric of recorded history, their truths too dangerous to be spoken aloud. A vault beneath the Vatican, sealed tight for centuries, filled with strange artifacts, tools, and relics that hum with ancient energy, each item a piece of a forgotten world waiting to be revealed. A code hidden in plain sight. A city street in Rome at dusk, illuminated by the faint glow of forgotten symbols carved into the stone, each marking a hidden pathway, a silent reminder that the city's deepest secrets are not buried, but simply waiting to be remembered. A shadowy figure standing before a locked museum vault, its contents concealed behind heavy iron doors, whispers of forgotten artifacts and unverified finds hidden in basements, waiting for the moment when they can no longer be contained. An ancient Roman chamber beneath the Vatican, sealed and hidden for centuries, its walls covered with mysterious symbols and strange artifacts, all waiting for the day when the knowledge within will be set free. An academic figure standing in front of a mountain of excavation reports, each one marked as unverified, the documents fading into obscurity, the contradictions within them quietly erased, as the search for truth is carefully muted. A secret council of scholars and church officials gathered in a dimly lit room, discussing the implications of hidden knowledge beneath Rome, an agreement to maintain the fragile order, to keep the truths of the past buried, to preserve the present. A sealed crypt beneath a cathedral, its heavy doors untouched for centuries, symbols etched into the stone walls, the faint hum of ancient knowledge echoing through the air, waiting to be rediscovered by those with the courage to seek it. A massive stone slab hidden beneath layers of earth, its surface inscribed with forgotten wisdom, fragments of a lost civilization that seem to pulse with life, waiting for the moment when the truth will be allowed to rise again. A figure, shrouded in shadow, standing at the edge of a great, ancient library, books and scrolls scattered in disarray, their secrets locked away from the world, waiting for the day when they will reveal the truths they were meant to protect. A quiet excavation site beneath Rome, a hidden chamber discovered a series of strange objects carefully unearthed, their purpose unclear, the air thick with the weight of long-buried secrets that hum with an ancient power. The shadows of ancient priests and scholars watching over a hidden world standing silent, their faces barely visible, as they preserve the ancient knowledge of a civilization that once reached the height of wisdom and then disappeared. A figure standing in the midst of a ruined Roman temple, dust swirling in the air, a faint whisper of forgotten knowledge rising from beneath the stones, waiting for the next age, the next generation, to rediscover what was once lost. A radar scan, slicing through the earth beneath the Roman Forum, ghostly reflections appearing as patterns that defy modern architecture, their geometric regularity glowing softly as the ground reveals hidden chambers beneath centuries of marble. Satellites above Rome tracing faint geometric outlines in the soil, hexagons, circles, and long linear paths stretching beyond the city's walls, mirroring the stars of Orion and Sirius. Ancient alignments etched into the earth like a celestial map. A digital archaeologist's screen flickering with images of ghostly cities beneath the modern grid of Rome, layer upon layer of forgotten structures emerging, each echoing a fractal pattern, as if the lost city once harmonized with nature itself. A mysterious, hidden network of tunnels and corridors beneath the Vatican Hill, its veins extending like the branches of an ancient tree, echoing a forgotten geometry that works with the earth itself, not against it. A LiDAR scan revealing a symmetrical void beneath street. Peter's Square, perfectly artificial, a void pulsing with ancient energy, a clue hidden in the stone, waiting for the world to recognize the truth it's been trying to suppress. The moment a new image emerges from a radar scan, a perfect, unexplainable geometric shape beneath the earth, glowing faintly in the data, as if the very stone beneath Rome is calling out for recognition. A beam of sunlight, passing through a high-tech scanner, illuminating layers of stone, revealing ancient structures and patterns buried beneath the surface of the Vatican, waiting for the machines to translate them into the language of history. A scientist examining the results of ground-penetrating radar. A series of images flickering on the screen, ancient corridors and chambers that hint at a forgotten city beneath the modern one, their purpose still unclear but undeniably structured. A faint pattern appearing on a satellite map of Rome, an intricate design that spans
radar
beneath
scan
the
beneath the
Vatican Hill,
connecting the ancient monuments and
geometric
temples
with unseen geometry,
corridors that curve in
as if the
perfect
city
spirals,
itself is built
voids
upon a cosmic
arranged like
blueprint.
constellations,
A drone
echoing
hovering
the
over
harmony
Rome's
between
ruins,
earth and sky,
its camera capturing
as if the
images of
ancient
underground
city
chambers
mirrored the
glowing
heavens.
softly, with ancient
A computer
energy
screen
hidden knowledge
flickers with
captured
images
by
of
the eye of
subterranean
modern technology
halls
beneath Rome, waiting for
their
humanity to look
proportions
again.
matching
Those in ancient Hermetic manuscripts, geometry intertwined with spirituality, suggesting a design that merges science and sacred knowledge. A physicist stands before ancient diagrams, the resonance frequencies of underground chambers matching acoustical principles from centuries ago, sound and vibration that once connected human creations to the planet's natural hum. Fragments of old letters and documents surface in archives. Renaissance explorers, and even Galileo's notes referencing a hollow of harmonious stone beneath the seat of Peter, pointing toward a forgotten science buried beneath. Rome. A digital map of Rome's underground corridors emerges, stretching beneath ancient obelisks and fountains, following lines of magnetic flux as if they were built to amplify natural vibrations, echoing ancient concepts of Earth harmonics. A group of scientists in private rooms, gathered around encrypted data and images of underground chambers, eyes wide in realization, whispering the name of the Resonant City, a buried civilization blending myth and reality. An ancient stone, once thought to be a simple artifact, now recognized as a key, its carvings align with the stars, its grooves humming faintly, like a forgotten instrument tuned to cosmic frequencies, awaiting rediscovery. The silent, pulsing image of the Golden Age beneath the hill, not a myth, but a memory encoded in stone. As archaeologists trace ancient lines of resonance and proportion through the ruins of a city that once knew how to harmonize with the earth. A map of ancient Rome, drawn in radiant lines, showing hidden alignments between monuments and temples, a celestial blueprint beneath the earth, the architecture of a civilization that once understood the planet as an instrument. The final moment of realization, a scholar in a dimly lit room, eyes fixed on a holographic projection of underground Rome, a city whose geometry hums with the pulse of forgotten knowledge, and the first builders who may have known the language of the stars. A darkened laboratory, a computer screen flickering with ghostly images beneath the Vatican corridors and chambers mapped out in precise geometry, their mystery seeping quietly through encrypted forums and academic whispers. A painter's easel in a dimly lit studio, an artist sketching the faint outlines of the resonant city spirals and geometric patterns glowing on the canvas, inspired by leaked radar scans, as the world begins to remember what it has forgotten. A journalist typing in secrecy, publishing a story under the cover of night, a headline reading, "The Hidden City Beneath Rome, What We're Not Being Told," as global curiosity spreads like wildfire across screens. A group of people gathered around a computer, staring at scans of the hidden city, some with chills, others with disbelief, as the screen pulses with strange resonance frequencies that seem to hum, awakening something deep within them. A psychologist reading a report, noting the increasing number of people describing an overwhelming sense of déjà vu when looking at the anomaly, each person touched by an ancient recognition, a feeling that the Earth is remembering its own history. A geophysicist at a podium, speaking half in jest, half in awe. It's like the Earth is thinking. Behind him, a holographic map of the tunnels beneath Rome, laid out like a brainwave pattern, glowing with the hum of ancient resonance. A street in Rome at dusk, tourists passing unaware, the sound of bells ringing softly in the distance, while beneath their feet, the ancient city hums with secrets, a quiet pulse that no one can hear, but is felt by those who listen. An underground archive sealed tight, its walls marked with symbols of protection and silence, dust settling on forgotten documents and maps, locked away as the Vatican quietly monitors the growing attention to the resonant city. A family gathered around a television late at night, watching a documentary on the resonant city, their faces illuminated by the glow of the screen, the room heavy with a sense of awakening, the line between myth and truth growing thinner. A whisper in a cafe, two voices speaking
An
in
artist's
hushed
canvas
tones. In a dimly
Did
lit
you hear
studio,
about the resonant
depicting
city?
a spiraled city
The conversation
emerging from the earth,
spreads,
buildings
quiet
rising
and
like
persistent,
blooming shells, until it becomes
resonating
a
with
hum
an
in the
unseen
collective
frequency
consciousness
that
echoes through the
as
painting.
humanity begins to remember
An ancient city
its
being
forgotten
reborn
past.
through art. A concert hall filled with haunting harmonics. A symphony titled Times, the Geometry of Time. Time's playing, its notes vibrating the air differently, as if the frequencies of the resonant city hum through every sound, creating a connection between past and present. A physicist in Tokyo, standing in awe as he dreams of an underground hall illuminated by sound, his hands tracing the same spirals and patterns that appear in the scans of the resonant city, as though guided by a memory not his own. A sculptor in Cairo, his hands carving spirals into stone, moving seemingly of their own accord, as if guided by ancient knowledge, each stroke connecting him to a forgotten civilization beneath the earth. A choir in Sao Paulo, their voices resonating at 432 hertz, the sound vibrating the air in a way that feels ancient, as if the resonance is tapping into something deep in the human subconscious, echoing forgotten harmonics of the world. A late-night conversation in a Trastevere cafe, illuminated by flickering candles, tourists and locals alike debating theories of Atlantis, Tartaria, and the hidden Rome beneath the Vatican, their voices blending with the city's ancient pulse. A psychologist standing in a quiet office, contemplating a map of collective myth, as patterns of synchronicity and dreams begin to emerge in the global consciousness, people experiencing identical visions of luminous corridors beneath Rome. A radar scan beneath St. Peter's Square reveals a perfect geometric shape buried in the earth, its symmetry undeniable, a resonance captured in stone, as if the city's foundations were designed to echo the celestial. Unmarked trucks moving through St. Peter's Square at night, secretive and quiet, their contents unknown, as the Vatican's archives flicker with light behind sealed windows, signaling the stirring of ancient knowledge beneath Rome's surface. A world map with ancient lines drawn beneath it, every nation, every culture, marked with subtle signs of a forgotten connection, the resonant city's influence spreading like a thread that ties humanity together, the ripple becoming an irreversible tide. A column of translucent stone found deep beneath the Vatican, faintly glowing with the memory of sunlight, its resonance vibrating in harmony with the earth, an ancient light preserved in stone, waiting to be reawakened. A global map marked with points of interest, Cairo, Delphi, Cusco, and Istanbul, each location showing geometries buried beneath modern cities, their hidden designs creating a network of forgotten sanctuaries built upon the same ancient blueprint. A team of scientists in a remote desert, scanning the ground with radar, discovering hidden chambers beneath the earth, geometric shapes and tunnels aligning with an ancient harmony, as if the planet had once been mapped by a unified knowledge. A monk and a physicist working side by side, studying the resonance frequencies from the resonant city equations on parchment that read like prayers, as the boundary between science and spirituality blurs in a search for universal truth. A luminous installation in a city square, lights tuned to ancient frequencies, glowing with harmonic scales that fill the air. As a choir sings beneath the stars, humanity connecting with an ancient resonance that transcends time. A child standing in a classroom, learning about the Earth's ancient memory, not just history, but the idea that the planet itself holds the stories of every civilization, and that every age is a breath in a continuous song of humanity. A scientist standing on a hilltop, gazing at the stars with wonder, magnetic anomalies beneath the Earth stirring, the planet vibrating with a quiet, unexplainable energy, as if the world is waking from a long slumber. The Vatican's silent archives, hidden texts and cryptic symbols glowing faintly as they are uncovered. A secret message slowly revealed. Asterisk, the stone remembers the light. Asterisk, a benediction for those daring to seek what has been forgotten. A late-night conversation in a cafe, two people discussing the discovery beneath Rome, their voices filled with awe and disbelief, as they speak of the resonant city and its potential to change everything humanity believes about its origins. A group of explorers standing before an ancient, resonating chamber beneath Rome, its walls humming with the memory of past civilizations, as the first light glows softly, revealing a new chapter in the human story, waiting to be written. A quiet moment in a bustling modern city, people walking more slowly, attuned to the rhythms of life, the noise of progress softening as humanity collectively exhales, feeling the pull of ancient resonance beneath their feet. A new architectural design in a distant city, buildings harmonizing with the surrounding environment, their shapes reflecting ancient geometry, mirroring the forgotten city beneath the Vatican, as if space itself had become sacred once again. A classroom where children learn not history as a ladder, but as a spiral, a cyclical journey of remembrance. The story of the Resonant City whispered as both myth and science, creating a bond to the ancient past. A global conference where scientists, mystics, and artists sit side by side, sharing ideas, discussing the ancient wisdom of the first builders, united by the shared wonder of rediscovery and the desire to see the world as they once did. A person meditating, sitting on the soil beneath Rome, feeling the pulse of the earth beneath them, a faint vibration, the heartbeat of history, as the ground itself hums with the memory of ancient civilizations. A pilgrimage to Rome's streets, now filled with quiet reflection, people walking with reverence not to seek absolution, but to remember, aware of the hidden chambers beneath their feet, whispering ancient secrets. The luminous pillar found beneath the Vatican, now set in a quiet hall light, striking it just right, the stones singing a harmonic vibration that fills the air, as people gather to listen, feeling the deep recognition of an ancient language without words. A close-up of the luminous pillar, glowing softly in the darkened hall, its resonance vibrating through the air, each harmonic vibration, a reminder of humanity's truest knowledge, not invented, but remembered, a key to the past's forgotten wisdom. A scene in a modern cafe, where people debate the meaning of the ancient discovery not with conflict, but with a shared curiosity, their voices soft and reflective, as they sense the rhythm of history moving through them. A gathering beneath a starry sky, people looking upward, feeling a deep connection to the cosmos, as the earth beneath them hums with the ancient resonance, humanity finally in harmony with the rhythm of the universe, rediscovering its place within the grand cycle of time. A quiet evening in Rome, the sun setting over the Tiber, as ancient stones glow like embers, the hum of the resonant city beneath the streets blending with the soft chime of bells, marking the eternal return of time's cycle. Pilgrims standing in silence beneath the luminous pillar, its glow softening the air, the low vibration of the stone humming through the room, as visitors listen to the time's tone of return asterisk, feeling the earth remember itself through the gentle sound. Children in a piazza, their laughter ringing through the air, while the city of Rome stands still, its buildings glowing softly in the twilight. A place of remembrance, as the rhythm of history pulses through the heart of the eternal city. A group of explorers in the desert, finding spiral carvings on ancient stones, their shapes echoing the geometries uncovered beneath Rome. Resonant stones scattered across the earth, carrying the memory of the first builders. A cosmic map of the Earth's hidden memory, fractals and spirals weaving across continents, the Earth's resonance vibrating through the hidden cities, as humanity recognizes the deep connection between the ancient world and the present. An astronomer at twilight, gazing at the stars with wonder, detecting rhythmic patterns in the ionosphere that mirror the times. Tone of return asterisk, the hum of the Earth itself echoing through the universe, connecting past and future. A modern city, buildings curving like music, resonating with the frequencies of ancient harmony, each structure aligned with the geometry of the earth, reflecting the teachings of the first builders in a city that breathes with its surroundings. The time's tone of return, times resonating through the hollow of an ancient stone column, sunlight striking it just right, its low vibration filling the air with a gentle reminder that every ending is but a new beginning, a cycle that never truly ends. A quiet, contemplative scene at dusk, the Tiber River shimmering in gold, Rome suspended between ages, the echoes of its ancient past rising from beneath the cobblestones, as the world remembers its own eternal rhythm. A final vision of the resonant city, its ancient chambers humming with life once more, its geometric patterns aligning with the stars above, not as a myth, but as a living memory of the first civilization, waiting for the next generation to remember.